Good day, everyone. Today we'll be exploring two essential aspects of fitness: cardiorespiratory and musculoskeletal fitness. These elements are fundamental to maintaining a healthy body and will guide us through proper exercise programs. In this lesson, we have the following objectives. First, to understand the principles of cardiorespiratory and musculoskeletal fitness and their roles in promoting overall health, enabling students to recognize the importance of these fitness components in daily life. Second, to apply fundamental training principles such as overload, progression, and specificity in designing personalized exercise programs that align with individual fitness goals and capabilities. And lastly, to develop safe and effective exercise routines for improving cardiovascular endurance and muscular strength, while following proper gym etiquette to ensure a respectful and injury-free workout environment. When we talk about fitness, we often think about running or lifting weights, but fitness is much more complex. Cardiovascular or cardiorespiratory fitness involves the efficiency of our heart, lungs, and circulatory system, while musculoskeletal fitness is about the strength, endurance, and flexibility of our muscles and bones. So when we say physical fitness, it's not just about one thing. It's made up of several components. Cardiorespiratory endurance is your stamina. Muscular strength is about the force that you exert, and flexibility ensures your joints can move freely. So we'll discuss how these play together to improve overall fitness. Okay, so again, cardiorespiratory endurance refers to the ability to sustain physical activity for long periods. Muscular strength is the ability to exert maximum force. Muscular endurance refers to the ability to sustain repetitive movements. Flexibility refers to the ability of joints to move through their full range of motion. And lastly, body composition. This refers now to the ratio of fat to lean tissue in the body. Cardiorespiratory fitness or endurance. It is the capacity of the cardiovascular and respiratory system to supply oxygen to muscles during sustained physical activity. So cardiorespiratory fitness is all about your heart and lungs working together to supply oxygen during sustained activity. So think of exercises like running, swimming, or even cycling. So as you train this system, you'll notice that you can go longer and harder without getting as tired. So that's for the cardiorespiratory endurance and fitness. Next, we also have here the musculoskeletal fitness. So when we say musculoskeletal fitness, it focuses on your muscles and bones. It's what gives you strength, endurance, and flexibility. So whether it's lifting heavy objects or just moving throughout your day, this component is crucial for preventing injuries and staying mobile. Okay, so we have here three inclusions of the muscular or the musculoskeletal fitness. We have the muscular strength, which is the maximal force a muscle can generate. We also have muscular endurance, which refers to a muscle's ability to sustain repetitive contractions over time, and flexibility, which is the ability to move joints through a full range of motion. So we also have here response and adaptation to exercise. So when you exercise, your body responds immediately by increasing your heart rate and blood flow. But if you continue to train regularly, your body adapts and your muscles get stronger and your heart becomes more efficient. This is why consistency is the key. Again, response is more of the short-term change. Adaptation refers to the long-term change. We also have here bone remodeling. Did you know that your bones are constantly renewing themselves? Through exercises like weightlifting or running, your body stimulates cells called osteoblasts, which help form new bone tissue. So this process keeps our bones strong and reduces the risk of fractures as we age. So bones are very dynamic and they undergo a continuous process, which is what we have here, bone remodeling. So this adaptation is very crucial in maintaining bone health and reducing the risk of osteoporosis as we age. Next, we also have here the different training principles. Okay? So to improve fitness, we need to follow some key principles. So we have here principle of overload, principle of progression, principle of reversibility, principle of specificity, principle of variety, and principle of individual differences. Okay? So when we say overload, pushing yourself or your body beyond its normal limits. When we say progression, it ensures that you're always moving forward. And of course, don't forget that if you stop, you can lose your progress. Okay? And this is now the principle of reversibility. Okay? So lastly, you have to tailor, of course, your training to your needs with variety and specificity, which is why individual differences is very, very important. So let's talk about them one at a time. So when we say principle of overload, it states that in order to improve fitness, the body must be exposed to a greater level of stress or workload than it is accustomed to. So this increased demand forces the body to adapt to becoming stronger, faster, and more efficient. So example of this one is to improve cardiovascular fitness. You have to start running longer distances or increase your pace. It's either run a longer distance or with a faster pace. So for strength training, one might lift heavier weights or perform more repetitions. That's for overload. Again, there has to be pushing yourself to the limit. Next, we also have here the principle of specificity. Okay? So the specificity principle states that the adaptations that our body makes are specific to the type of exercise performed. So example, if we want to improve our cardiovascular endurance, activities like running, cycling, or swimming will be most effective. Okay? So there are specific there are very specific exercises to address specific concerns of our body. That is the concern of principle of specificity. Specific exercise for specific concerns. Next, we also have here principle of progression. For the principle of progression, it's the gradual increase of the workload during an exercise. Okay? This will ensure now that there is a continuous improvement in fitness. Okay? So without progression, fitness levels may plateau or stagnant. Okay? So the progression involves modifying one or more components of exercise. When we say components of exercise, we are referring to the FIT program or the FITT. What is this? Let's talk about that later. Okay? This FITT or FIT. Okay, we have the mode, frequency, intensity, and time, or the FIT also, which is frequency, intensity, time, and type. Okay, so when we say mode or the type, changing the type of exercise. So for example, your first exercise would be like walking, and then you change it to brisk walking, and then into jogging, and then into running or marathon. Okay, so that's mode or type. Next, we have frequency. When we say frequency, it's increasing how often you exercise. So for example, from once a week to twice a week to thrice a week to every day. Next, intensity. When we say intensity, it's increasing the difficulty of the workout. Example, running faster or lifting heavier weights. Okay, so for example, you start with 2 kilos, 3 kilos, 5 kilos, 10 kilos, and then 20 kilos, and so on and so forth. Next, we also have time. So when we say time, it's lengthening the duration of the workout. So for example, for your daily workout, from 15 minutes a day, you increase it to 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, and so on and so forth. That is for the principle of progression using now the FIT program. Okay, FITT. Next, we also have here the principle of variation or variety. In this principle, we incorporate now variety or a dynamic types of exercise into a fitness routine, which will now prevent monotony, and it reduces now the risk of overuse injuries. So example, you can alternate between aerobic exercises and resistance training. So for example, today is Monday, you will just do running, and then Tuesday you can do weightlifting, and then Wednesday you go back to jogging. Okay, there has to be a variation or different exercises. Okay, next we also have here principle of reversibility. So when we say reversibility, it also refers to the use and disuse. So fitness improvements are not permanent. So if an individual stops exercising, of course, your level of fitness will also decline over time. So this is now the concept known as reversibility. Of course, if you stop now, then you will go back to where you come from. Okay, so if you stop lifting weights, then your muscle strength will also decrease after a few weeks, which is also the reason why some gym goers, if they do gym like 3 months, a year, and then after that they stop, they will go back to their original body type. Okay, or there's no more improvement. The improvement that they had after going to the gym will all be gone. Okay, which is why consistency again is the key here. Next, we also have here individual differences. Of course, you know this already during our very first activity in PE. Okay, there are various exercises for different age groups, meaning also individually, even if you're all grade 11, you have different types of exercises that you need. Okay, because you also have different goals for your body and for your health. Okay, so that refers now to the principle of individual differences. We are not all the same when it comes to our needs also in physical fitness. Yan. So this is what I'm talking about. Alright? So before we design a fitness program, it is essential or it's important for us to assess our individual current fitness level. Okay? So later on or tomorrow, you will see in your template that I have there sets of exercises that you have to do individually before you do the other parts of the plan. Okay, so you have to assess first your individual capacity. Okay, so for designing a cardio program, we use the FIT principle. Okay, so start with frequency. How often you'll exercise? Gaano kadalas? Okay, and then decide on the intensity. Okay, for example, your heart rate. Choose how long each session will be as well. And then lastly, pick your type of exercise. In this formula, it will keep your heart and lungs in shape. That is for cardiorespiratory program design. Okay? Ayan. Again, for cardiorespiratory training or cardiorespiratory endurance, we use the FIT principle. Okay? It's just the same with MFIT. Okay? It's just that the type becomes mode. That's why it's here. Okay? So MFIT or the FIT principle. Again, frequency. How often are you going to do the exercise? Intensity. How heavy, how intense the exercise would be. Here you have to measure your heart rate. Okay, you use the oximeter from the clinic tomorrow, okay, to rate this one. And then for the time as well, you have to decide or choose how long are you going to do that exercise. And then lastly, again, pick the type or the kind of exercise that you will be doing. Okay, so we also have here resistance training or the MFIT formula. Okay, so for strength training, we use the MFIT formula. Mode or the M there refers now to what exercises you do. So examples here would be body weight exercises or even lifting weights. Okay, so you can decide if it's a muscular strength type of exercise. We can do lifting heavier weights for fewer repetitions. Okay, you can also do muscular endurance, such as using lighter weights with more repetitions. Okay, and then we also have single joint exercises. You are targeting a very specific muscle here. For multi-joint exercises, you involve multiple muscle groups and joints. For circuit training, it involves naman performing a series of exercises in quick endurance training. We also have split routine. When we say split routine, you are dividing workout days by muscle group. So for example, you can have leg day today and then biceps tomorrow, like that. Okay, that's for mode. For frequency, beginners should train major muscle groups 2 to 3 times a week, and more advanced individuals can train up to 4 to 6 times per week, depending on the recovery, depending on how your body can take the exercises. Next, we also have intensity. Again, we're doing the MFIT formula. We are already in letter I, intensity. Okay, so under intensity, we have 4. We have 1 RM, PRE. We also have DOMS and acute muscle soreness. There are 3, but it can also result to acute muscle soreness. Okay, so for intensity, we have 1 RM or 1 repetition maximum. Ano pong ibig sabihin nito? The maximum weight an individual can lift in 1 repetition. So training intensity is often based on the percentage of 1 RM. Okay, so example, 70% of 1 RM is typically used for muscular endurance. So while 85 to 90% is used for strength building. Okay? So, usually, one squat lang yan or weightlifting. Okay? They do one repetition only. And then next, we also have PRE or the Progressive Resistance Exercise. Meaning po, gradual increase in the weight lifted over time to build strength. Okay? Again, progressive resistance exercises or exercise, gradual increasing in the weight that you're lifting or in the exercises. Next, we also have DOMS or the delayed onset muscle soreness. This refers to muscle soreness that develops 12 to 48 hours after exercise, especially when starting a new program or intensifying workouts. This one, you cannot feel the soreness right after the exercise. You have to wait like a half day or to 2 days before you can feel like your muscle is already, oh my god, it's so painful. Okay? When we say acute muscle soreness, this refers right after the exercise. Okay? Again, in the intensity, we have 1 RM and pre. 1 RM, ibig sabihin, 1 repetition maximum. You only do it once. For progressive resistance exercise, gradual increase in the intensity. And on the 2 types of soreness that you experience, depending on the intensity of the exercise, you have DOMS or the delayed onset muscle soreness. This can occur like after half day, which is 12 hours to 48 hours after the exercise. We also have acute muscle soreness, which is now right after. Okay, it happens right after an exercise. Okay, for the time, we have different countings on the time. Okay, when we say reps or repetitions, this refer now to a single movement, complete movement of an exercise. Okay? So, for example, 1 squat, 2 squats, 3 squats, 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep. Okay? 1 complete movement of an exercise. Yun po yung repetitions. Pag sinabi pong set, it's a group of repetitions. So, for example, your coach will tell you to do squat. 15 reps, 3 sets. So, 15 na squat ang equivalent to 1 set. And you have to do it 3 times. Kasi nga, 3 sets. Gets? Alright. We also have here another word. We have resistance, the amount of weight used in an exercise. So, example, the amount of weight that you are carrying. It can be 50 kilos, 10 kilos, or whatsoever. Okay? Next. Wait. Yeah, that's correct. Okay? Next, we also have here gym etiquette. Of course, to ensure a respectful workout environment, you have to follow basic gym etiquette. You have to, for example, wipe down equipment after use, like that, okay? So, in your module, I have listed there 15. So, we have wipe down equipment after use to maintain hygiene. Of course, you don't want to use an equipment wherein your sweat is there, correct? So, the same goes with the other gym goers. Re-rack weights after finishing a set to keep the gym organized. Do not just leave the barbells anywhere, okay? Or the other weights or equipments that you're using. Don't hog machines or benches. Allow others to use equipment in between sets if you're resting. Do not just stay in one equipment. Okay, you stayed 1 hour already in the treadmill and the line is already long in using the treadmill. Okay, you have to share. Use equipment for its intended purpose to avoid damaging it. You don't use a treadmill just for you to dance. That's not the purpose of it. Okay? Be mindful of personal space, especially during busy hours. Do not just keep on going near other people, especially if they're doing their own exercises, they're sweaty, and they don't feel like touching anybody. Then you have to respect also their personal spaces while they're doing their own exercises. Okay? Ask before joining someone on shared equipment like squat racks. There are equipments that are connected with one another. Then you also have to ask permission from the other person if he or she wants to share with you as well. Okay? Next, don't drop or slam weights as it can damage the equipment and create a disturbance. This is very common for those who are doing the weightlifting. After they carry the weight that they're carrying, they just drop it like there's nobody else in the room, okay, or in the gym. Don't do that, okay? Follow the gym specific rules and regulations such as time limits on cardio machines, okay? Other gym rules, no slippers and such, okay? Also, avoid making loud noises such as excessive grunting or talking on the phone. You're there to exercise and not for you to chit-chat or to make loud noises. Okay, making it obvious that you really want other people to pay attention on you. Don't do that as well. Next, avoid making loud, respect other people's workout time and space. Keep conversations short and to the point. Again, they are there to exercise and not to chit-chat with you. Bawal po ang marites sa gym. Okay? Next, don't monopolize dumbbells or weight plates by hoarding them. Do not place all the weights in your area. Okay? Hindi sa'yo yan. That's for sharing. Okay? Especially if you're using a public gym or you enrolled yourself in a gym, you're not entitled to carrying everything there. Okay? You have to share it as well. Wear proper gym attire and shoes to ensure safety and comfort. Ladies, do not just use any kind of bra. You can wear sports bra, cycling shorts, yes. But you also have to wear proper attire. You're not there to do bikini show. Okay? Sportswear. You have to wear sportswear. You are not going to go there wearing barong Tagalog. Okay? Come on, people. Next, avoid using your phone on the gym floor to prevent distractions. Okay? Next, use a spotter when lifting heavy weights to ensure safety. You can ask other gym goers or you can ask a standby coach in there to be the spotter. When we say spotter po, they will just assist you in carrying the weights. Okay? So that you will not, what do you call this one? It will not be dropped to your face. Sayang ang face mo. Okay? Next and last but not the least, respect others by keeping conversations to a low volume. Okay? We mentioned a while back, no talking so loud, even if it's a public place, but that doesn't mean that you can also talk to the other person in a very loud, normal voice. No, you can just do soft voice would do. Okay? There. That's for the gym etiquette. Alright? So, in conclusion, to wrap it up, achieving fitness involves a balance between cardio and strength training, understanding how the body adapts, and following core training principles. So, with the right approach, everyone can improve their fitness, leading to better health and overall well-being.